Hello, Assalamu alaikum. This is Shabana Chaudhry, and I'm here to bring you the topics that I promised that are sort of taboo and people do not want to bring out or discuss in public, but it's okay. We are here not for judgments, but to just make some interesting topics come out as we gather sometimes. And the topic we're coming with today is something that we go all night to discuss, especially with us women. I want to know, what is it that you think would cause extramarital affairs in any situation? We can come with situations later, but what are some causes of extramarital affairs that you think they would start? For what reasons? And I have some testimonials from some friends, very interesting angles coming from different people that I would like you to hear.
I think it's common or more common for men because they're not satisfied at home. The women are busy with their kids or just with themselves, and that's what prompts the man to look for something that he's not getting at home. Whether that's right or wrong, I guess it really depends. Women should be. It should be definitely about the kids, but I feel that sometimes it's not like women are asking for it, unfortunately. But women should be definitely more. You have to communicate on how each other their wants and needs. I think it's very important to kind of communicate on that. So for sure, I believe that you have to kind of understand each other's likes and feelings and then go with that. Otherwise, unfortunately, sometimes people do end up straying.
I feel as times have changed. I feel like women are much more independent. They're earning, so they don't have that kind of load on. They're not dependent on their husbands. I feel like if they don't get the appreciation that they're looking for, I think sometimes times have changed. They do go out and they do try to find it from someone else. I don't think the tolerance level is as high as it used to be.
My friends here are Mashameen, Asma, and Usman. And we're going to be having this interesting topic and see how we can do it in just this one segment, which is probably going to need more segments. Mashameen, you tell me, what are the reasons that you can think of that you have a feeling that are causes for extramarital affairs?
So I think there's causes at many levels. ठीक है, एक तो basic cause है ना कि भाई sometimes marriages are done for the wrong reasons. Social status, दो बड़ी families हैं, आपस में शादियां हो गई. So there is no real marriage. There is no respect to the sanctity of marriage. It's more like a good arrangement. So that's one example of a wrong reason for a marriage. तो जाहिर है it doesn't start on a strong footing, or फिर there are openers, and sometimes an affair is just an out. Mm-hmm. But I think in most situations, right, कोई ना कोई stressor होता है marriage में, right? हर marriage में stressors होते हैं.
Yes.
कुछ के internal stresses हैं, कुछ के outside sources of stress हैं. किसी के माँ बाप एक problem create कर देते हैं, कोई आपस में ही नहीं adjust कर पा रहे. Sometimes there's a big disconnect on a big issue. कुछ हो जाता है जिस पे आप फंस जाते हैं, या एक long term situation है जो फंसी रहती है. And then people are looking for outs, and an affair sometimes is an out.
What is interesting, you're talking about very practical reasons.
Right.
And the testimonials are very interesting, that they're more focused on the woman's responsibility of keeping a man happy at home. So yours were very practical. I appreciate that. And also the marriages that are put together, hence the name arranged marriage. Mm-hmm. That's definitely a pointer. But I would also like to hear from Asma.
So I have a very different perspective on this. Why do extramarital affairs happen? Honestly, I don't think it happens just because the people are not happy. It could be many reasons why it happens. You also have to understand societal pressure, especially in our culture, is to get married, especially for women. And men too. So they're pressured to get married at a certain age, or people meet for different reasons, the trend that you see now has always been there. It was just not spoken of.
Usman, I'm loving that we can get a man's perspective in our culture. This is just a general discussion, has nothing pinpointed towards anybody.
Not being biased, right?
Right, do
That's
not
the
be
opinion
biased.
it should be.
Right.
Well, I personally think, extramarital affairs, the most probable reason that I can think of is, when you're dissatisfied in your marriage, basically. When there's a lack of self-esteem in one of the partners, when there's a lack of physical desire, coming from my perspective,
Yes.
lack of physical desires from one of the partners. It could be from, like the testimonials, they were like talking all about women, but they're not talking about, men, so one of those things. And then,
Good to
love
see a
at
man
first
say
sight.
that.
Yes.
And then love at, I definitely agree with that. But then love at first sight, men can go out and women can go out and, they can see someone and they can fall in love with that person.
That's called infatuation.
But still, even if it's infatuation, they want to pursue that kind of thing, which they click with the other person. They want to go on with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, there could be millions of reasons for that, but particularly I think when there is already a marriage which is on a destruction level, and then you actually go on and you have a love at first sight, that's where things starts getting a little weird.
It can be a physical attraction, but I can also imagine that
Emotional.
you fell in love with someone's personality
Exactly.
too.
Yeah.
It could go either way.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people see it in workplaces, because you spend so much time with someone and you fell for their whole, aura of a person. That can happen. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think I want to bring out the point. Sometimes it could be someone's own just habit. They just do not want to be
Exactly.
monogamous.
Yeah.
I feel
that's
like
what I
that's
was coming to.
People talk
Right.
about promiscuity, but it's
Right.
it's rather than their rather than innate behavior that they want to go out and talk to people and people get impressed by them, and that's how the relationship
Right.
starts.
And when men get together, don't they boast about it?
Right.
That's what they boast
I
about,
think
whether
there
they're
are very
married or
different kind of
not.
perceptions about
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Even if they're married or unmarried, usually married people want to boost a lot about it because they know they're gonna put down their other friends.
Mhm.
But unmarried people definitely they don't want to post about these things.
So Usman brought up a very interesting topic here, a point. I must say, he said that love at first sight.
Yeah.
Usman, I'm a different generation than Usman,
Mhm.
and this is the younger generation and how the society is evolving,
Mhm.
and we are so Bollywoodized in our in our culture that's what we think the marriages are.
So what Mashameen, again, what you brought was interesting, and I think this has a reason why some people do not get divorced and stick to unhappy
Right.
marriages, because you said obviously sometimes it's arranged.
Sure.
It wasn't something they wanted. It was just दो खानदान है अच्छे हैं वहाँ तुम खुश रहोगी ये होगा वो होगा like हम जानते हैं तुम यहाँ हाँ कर दो और the same goes for लड़के के साइड से भी हो सकता है लड़की की साइड से भी हो सकता है तो divorce is sometimes much harder and easier just to do the extramarital affair.
Right.
Why go through this whole divorce? माँ बाप नाराज हो जाएंगे खानदान नाराज हो जाएगा
बच्चे हैं
लोग क्या
बच्चे
कहेंगे
हैं,
लोग
हमारे
क्या
क्या
कहेंगे
कहेंगे? तो divorce को
No,
छोड़ो
no,
बस
नहीं,
you know
अकेलापन।
let's make ourselves happy with extramarital affair. I think that's a good point that you brought out with the arranged marriage. That's
Yeah, and I don't want to create a taboo around arranged marriages. There's
Right.
arranged marriages that
Right.
work perfectly well. जिसमें
Right.
इसका ये मतलब नहीं है कि आप
love marriages
get outside of the marriage.
much more easily than trust me on that.
You think so?
I think the bigger issue is कि जब आप whether you're in an arranged or a love marriage कि जब वो sometimes the outs don't seem real.
Right.
अगर आपको है भी कि भाई okay we should not be in the marriage.
Right.
The thing is कि भाई marriage की sanctity तो special है ना. It is a special thing. You have to as just a person, as a woman, I believe कि आपको अपना 200% करना है, देना है for it to
Right.
work, right? That
Right.
should be the mindset. एक तो वो
Right.
mindset थोड़ा कम हो गया हुआ है somehow
Yes.
आजकल
Very good.
दुनिया में.
Yes.
Tolerance for whatever you wanted and didn't get वो
Didn't
थोड़ी
get,
low हो
yeah.
गई है.
Mhm.
ठीक है? एक तो ये issues हैं.
औरत इतना टॉलरेट नहीं करती है अब पाकिस्तानी सोसाइटी में हमारे कल्चर में जैसे पहले करती थी. as long as she is independent, it's still very difficult to get out. क्योंकि society एक level पे आपको you will be alone, you know, for many reasons. However,
Right.
when the women are independent, they are only going to take so much.
There are independent women, but they do not have financial strength. So that can be an issue too,
Right,
why they
absolutely.
don't want to leave the
Independent
marriage.
working
Right.
women with money, they have more choices. And when it comes to love marriage, you know, it's very interesting. I'm a professional, and many of my friends who got married like right after vet school, right? Many of them are divorced. They fell in love, fell out of love. You know, at sometimes you grow out of it.
मेरा सवाल ये है, बहुत important सवाल है. Is it okay? I'm very curious. Is it okay? Because I've had experiences, and don't get me wrong, I don't want to pinpoint people from abroad.
Sure.
I feel like people abroad in Pakistan, I feel like it's accepted. A girlfriend after marriage is accepted. Is it okay? You guys tell me. Is it okay?
If something is accepted, should it be okay? Like, किसी चीज का okay होने के लिए सिर्फ ये है कि वो accepted हो? Okay, so I think that's
Right.
the answer, right? So
Right.
for me, अगर आपका concern है कोई, तो आप उसको solve करते हैं. अगर unsolvable है, तो फिर आप उस relationship से निकल जाते हैं. That said, इतनी black and white जिंदगी होती नहीं है ना. हमने ऐसे भी लोग हैं जो कि, you know, think about a girl or a woman or a man, एक lower तबका है, middle class तबका है, right? This woman is not treated well by the husband, by any standard. और लेकिन उसको instructions अपने माँ बाप की तरफ से ये है कि अभी तुमने मर के ही निकलना है. Does she have divorce as an option then?
No.
Meanwhile, she's a school teacher or a worker in a bank, और उसको she finds someone who begins to take interest in her.
Right.
तो फिर मतलब हमारे लिए तो कहना आसान है ना कि for her she should get out of that relationship first and then pursue it. On every level, not just on a religious level. Like morally भी यही है, to respect the sanctity of marriage, यही answer है. But क्या उस लड़की के लिए उस circumstance के अंदर वही answer है?
Right.
I think that's why it's a complex issue.
Yes, true. I actually true that. अच्छा, दूसरी बात ये है कि अगर एक relationship में आप हैं, and if you are both consenting to such kind of arrangement, who am I to say anything? Right?
We're not anybody to say that. It's just
We are not. So
Right.
actually, if
that's why we're saying what would be the reasons for doing what is happening. We're going by different angles to understand that.
I thought the
But,
question was that how would it be okay? I don't know if it's okay with that couple. Who am I to say anything?
I think
However,
people would
I'm
say
on the
that.
other side of
I
the fence.
think
I'm on the
I
other
would
side
say-
of the fence.
I
No,
would
but
say-
I agree with you on the fact that it's not black and white. You know, she gave an example, and it's a very good example of, oh जी, why ये शादी से क्यों नहीं निकले? ये तो सब कुछ हो रहा था, और अब इसने ये कर लिया. वो सोसाइटी कहाँ है उस औरत के साथ जब उसके ऊपर इतने जुल्म हो रहे हैं, जब माँ बाप और घर वाले ये कह रहे हैं कि तुम्हें तो ऐसे ही रहना पड़ेगा.
तो that's where support comes into play,
बिल्कुल,
right?
बिल्कुल.
एक जो educational element है,
हाँ.
जो support element है, जो हम जैसे लोग रेस कर सकते हैं, वो ये है कि उस औरत के पास किसी को बात करने के लिए कोई होना चाहिए, right? There should be somebody that she can go and talk to. अब इतनी ज्यादा इंटरनेट कनेक्टिविटी है, right? There's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot of support groups out there.
Yeah.
Support groups की बात कर रहे हैं.
Google you know support group for और उन लोगों के साथ आप उस circumstance से बाहर निकलने की कोशिश करें.
देखिए,
That's the type of education we need to bring, right? Otherwise, the dilemma is never going to go away. There'll always be some circumstance that makes you feel कि मैं तो इस शादी से निकल ही नहीं
आधे
सकती.
घंटे की 1-on-1 थेरेपी में उसके बाद वो जो थेरेपिस्ट है उसके साथ नहीं होगा, उसको उसी सोसाइटी में रहना है, क्या करेगी?
It doesn't have to be a therapist.
Well, anybody. Are they gonna stand
Right.
up?
She
support
that
her?
means कि क्या basic issue क्या है? Basic issue यही है ना कि भाई क्या मैं can I move on and create a different life, which means different social connections, which means possibly another banda in my life, right? It's वो will power नहीं है ना, वो अकेले वाले, because हमारी सोसाइटी जो है वो
देखिए।
पूरी जिंदगी आपको ये कहती रहती है अकेली औरत का तो कुछ
जो
नहीं,
scenario
अकेली
आप
औरत का क्या
जो-
बनेगा?
जो
The
scenario-
most financially independent women sometimes also feel
देख,
अकेली औरत का क्या बनेगा?
देखिए
Isn't that true?
जो
ये बात
सिनेरियो
है।
आप बता रही है ना, उसमें यह है कि औरत की सेल्फ एस्टीम इतनी लो हो चुकी हुई है एट दिस पॉइंट, she does not feel herself to be, to be the one who can present herself to the outer society and go out and make friends and make actually boyfriends and new people out there. So I think it's less, जो self esteem है वो इतनी low हो जाती है उस point पे, तो आप जो कह रही हैं कि जो support groups बनाने चाहिए, I don't think so that is going to help her self esteem.
लेकिन वो is it self esteem always? Could it not just be social pressures? Could it not just be कि भाई ये भी टैबू है, ये करना भी टैबू है और उसको नहीं आप ओवरकम कर सकते?
देखिए, टैबू से ज्यादा ये कहना बड़ा आसान है, वो अलग जाके दोस्त बना ले, अलग जाके. It's very easy when you are in that situation. It's not that easy.
So I have a very deep question for all of you guys. I want to hear, especially from the man and a woman's perspective. If you found out one of your friend's husband is, or vice versa, I'm not trying to target husbands here. Say you saw the husband in a restaurant with another girl. Doesn't mean he's having a relationship, but you're pretty sure it looks like it. Would you go back to your friend and tell her? Or to him? Depending on who's being...
मैं तो अपने दोस्त का यार हूँ, ठीक है, मैं तो जाके सीधा सीधा उसको बता दूंगा, यार तुम्हारी बीवी ये कर रही थी, उसको आगे संभालो.
Acha, what about vice versa? If you saw your friend doing it, will you go to the wife?
Of course.
And tell her too?
Of course, yeah.
Well, then you're a good person. You're a good man. You're a good man.
दोस्ती में ये थोड़ी देखा जाएगा कि लड़का ये लड़की है, दोस्त तो दोस्त है.
वो ये पूछ रही है कि आप उसकी वाइफ को जाके बताएंगे?
हाँ, बता दूँ.
आपका अपना अच्छा दोस्त,
आपका अपना दोस्त है.
किसी और के साथ आप बीवी को बताएंगे? Okay, I have gotten the input from many people कि इसमें पढ़ो ही ना, रहने दो, बुरा आप बनेंगे, आप बुरा बनेंगे, आप छोड़ दें बस. And I don't agree with that. If I saw that my friend was being wronged, I would want to tell her, not hurt her, but tell her in a subtle way, and then if she doesn't get it, tell her straight up, I'm sorry, but this is going on. Just because I just think that's the right thing to do.
भाई एक सवाल है आपके लिए, सबके लिए, कि आपका spouse, wife or husband, if they're cheating on you, you find out, they tell you this was only one time to you, आप उनको chance देंगे?
That's very different. For a lot of different reasons, some people say, why can't you forgive the person? It's just a one-time deal. I mean, me personally, and this is a very personal answer, I think I would have a hard time to move on because I would say that if you were able to do it once, it might happen again. And then I will be living in that relationship by being so shucky after that it's going to ruin my whole everyday, daily.
Sure.
Where is he? What is he doing? What did he mean by that? Did he look at that person? I just can't live like that. I just think it's very hard for me to move on.
देखिए, ये मेरा ख्याल है, ये डिपेंड करता है कि आप उस बंदे से प्यार कितना करते हैं. ठीक है, प्यार में आप ये नहीं देख सकते कि वो बंदा चीट करे. ठीक है, उसने चीट कर लिया आपको, लेकिन आपका उसके साथ प्यार, वो उसकी चीट, जो वो चीट कर रहा है, वो वैलिडेट नहीं करता उस चीज को. आप अगर मतलब मेरे साथ ऐसा कुछ हो तो I would definitely give the other person a chance again.
Oh, I think that's very interesting because usually men would not.
लेकिन इसमें एक क्लॉज भी है.
But that's good.
क्लॉज भी है कि मैं unconditionally उस बंदे से प्यार करता हूँ. I'm able to forgive that person's fault at any time, चाहे वो cheating हो, चाहे वो कोई बड़ी से बड़ी चीज हो. I'm able to forget that. That depends on how कितना मैं उस बंदे से प्यार करता हूँ.
ये बताइए, what if it happens a second time?
हाँ.
और आप उतना ही उस बंदे से unconditionally प्यार करते हैं.
तो फिर मेरा ख्याल है,
Very good question.
सवाल ये है कि उस्मान वो आपसे unconditionally love करता है. I don't know what unconditionally.
जरूरी नहीं है कि उसने आपसे उतना ही प्यार करना जितना आप करते हो.
सबके अंदर होती है.
ठीक है, आप ज्यादा करते हैं, अब उसने दूसरी दफा कर लिया, अब आप क्या करेंगे?
तो फिर ठीक है, फिर आप कहें यार, अगर आपने इस रिलेशन से निकलना है तो आप निकले.
आप नहीं निकले.
But you unconditionally love them. You're gonna forgive them again.
मैं कहूँगा कि मैं उनको कहूँगा कि आप इस रिलेशनशिप से निकल जाए. मैं तो यहीं पे स्टे कर रहा हूँ. I stayed for the first time. I'm not gonna leave you right now because they are the ones who are
even
doing
the
this.
second
But
time,
they might say, I'm gonna stay still. What are you gonna say? Okay.
What are you gonna say? Because you're staying.
लेकिन अब मेरा ख्याल इतना कोई वो नहीं होता कि.
No, I think you giving the person
में
get out of jail free card for life. That's what
your
your stance is.
Marriages में यही होता है, इसीलिए marriages बनी रहती हैं extramarital affairs के. आपने जो बात की ना,
To spice up a little
बहुत
bit.
सारी नहीं बहुत सारी
So
अनसेट
is that
चीजें
part of spicing it up?
देखिए देखिए
No, I
इसलिए लोग रहते हैं ये
Hmm.
बड़ा आपने जवाब अच्छा दिया
Mhm.
आपने दिल से दिया
Would you be able to go on?
If
Personally, you can just give your own like advice. What you
personally,
right? Just personally, what do you think? And I know you have, mashallah, a great marriage. I'm
Yeah.
not.
I
pointing
don't
that
think
out.
I'm not putting you in a spotlight.
I doubt that I would be able to forgive someone for that.
So you feel like me, okay?
Lekin, do I understand it when people can forgive?
Sure.
मेरे ख्याल में yes,
Mhm.
क्योंकि I would be very very curious as to कि भाई the why, right? Oh my God, she looks like a hoor, right? That could be one reason. Or oh my God, we have the deepest mental connection possible. I wasn't looking for it. I just found it, you know, with this person. कुछ भी reason हो सकता है, right? तो reason पे भी थोड़ा सा depend करेगा, लेकिन as a person, me probably will have a very hard time forgiving.
Very hard time. Okay.
Yeah.
So I brought up this subject just because I've noticed that whenever we are in gatherings, this topic can go on and on and on, and people have so many different angles, so many different reasons why things happen, why, what are the circumstances, and it goes on and on. And it's such an interesting topic that people are kind of sometimes not bringing it into light. And I just wanted to get different angles, and it's a topic that it's not really taboo, it's reality, it's life. So it's okay if we talk about it. It's okay to bring different angles and just discuss. And I'm pretty sure people will find some light, hopefully, in this. This is not to pinpoint anybody or bring anything into personal situations at all. But I loved the topic today, and hopefully we can continue.
Sure.
If
Definitely.
people want to hear more.